Dyson DC39 cylindrical vacuum cleaner. One of their ball models, to be precise, although calling it a ball model is quite misleading. This one has a blown motor. It doesn't even turn on. It is cooked. So today I thought we would tear it down and fit a replacement motor into this Dyson DC39. Let's have a look and try and get this little thing running once more. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and Dyson chums. How are you today? I've already got the filter in the wash and there wasn't actually that much dirt on it, so I would imagine that the motor inside of here has died of old age, which is something that they do, sadly. So to take apart one of these machines to get to the motor, it's fairly simple. You will see 4 Torx T15 screws under here. Then with those removed, you can flip the machine over and undo these 2 crosshead screws here. With those removed, this plastic part comes up, and that will then enable these 2 halves to separate. So we can remove the pivot from the machine and take this whole front assembly part and pop it to one side. Along with that, next we have 2 screws either side of the machine, which will open up and remove the ball shells, like so. Then under the ball shells, you're never going to guess what, there's more T15 screws. There is one on the top on each side, like so. And then if you flip it over, you then got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 more to undo. Once you've got all of the other screws removed, pop this top piece here, and then with a screwdriver, bring the 2 latches either side up and lift this right out, and then you will see the last 2 T15 screws holding this all together. Then you need to take a screwdriver of some suitable persuasion and push these plastic clips in on themselves, which is what releases this big internal filter mechanism from the machine. Sort of like so. In fact, actually we can leave that there and just stick to the motor, because the problem with these Dysons is that this is fixed to the machine. Then the motor sits in this bottom part. You'll start seeing all of these little rubber feet coming out. They just go onto all of these parts when you put it back together. So don't be too alarmed. This is the other problem with this filter. You can't really wash it. So the best that this machine is going to be able to have is a good airline off, I think, and hope for the best. Oh yes, there's its carbon brushes. The motor is telling its story. So with the wiring removed, we can release these 3 clips here, which takes the top of the motor off. Pull these 3 rubber centering pads out. Then back on the other side, I'm going to push the wiring grommet through, and then we can withdraw everything. We'll take these spade terminals off as well. And here is, oh yeah, it's very dead. It's exploded somewhere. There is our scrap rubbish motor. There we go. Find the new one to put inside. A couple of days later, we have our new motor from Waterlift. This is the nice, cheap, but decent quality Dyson DC19 style motor, which, as you may notice, has a slightly thicker fan case. However, the actual motor itself, if I can line it up, is pretty much the same height, which is fantastic, because actual DC39 motors are quite expensive. So we need to transfer the rubber boot over to this one, plug the wires in, and then sit him in his casing. Oh, this is mildly annoying. I've got a right angled spade connector, but it should just plug onto there nicely. Put the white one on the red one. Oh, come on. And I'm going to put a bit of tape around that in a minute, just so that they don't touch accidentally. But we need to pull the wiring grommet back through the casing, like so. Oh, actually, no, maybe I do. Yeah, if it vibrates around, it might touch the motor casing. Oh, and then your rubber seal is going to keep falling off. But eventually, you'll get your round peg in the round hole. The easier way to do that was actually to drop the rubber seal in first and then put the motor on top of that. So that is in. I mean, it's a bit wobbly-ish, but that is what these rubber pads are for. You've got to manipulate the fan case so that they all slot in. So the first two went in fine. This one I need to pull this way and then push that in. It does want to be a tight fit, to be honest, because it has to hold the motor in. So that's now held in place. And then this part here snaps down on top. And I mean, it's already a lot better than this one, which makes odd noises. So that is that. What you can do now is find, here they are, find the other two rubber spacers. Once you push them on, these shouldn't fall off immediately. And then, now this is the other fun part, don't forget the wiring went through here, through there, around here, all the way around here. Ow, got your wires flipped around. Come on, you've got to stay in your channels. Went around there and pushed into this wiring guide here, which means it'll come out there. So you will be able to see it will pretty much line up okay enough. I put those on the wrong end. This end you want to put in, there's your fan case seal. Same principle though, and you still got to run your wires. And then this will drop into place with the wires just running nicely down the back of here. And that is pretty much it. We're going to put this part back on here, pretty much like so. Then all of the screws, but for now we just want the silver ones. Just put one in on each side, because if this rolls and it all falls out, it is quite annoying. 1, 2, now you can let it go. So yeah, all of the silver screws are the body screws. Then we need to fit 2 of our Torx T15 black screws into here to hold the top of the motor housing in. You probably didn't fully need to take this bit out, but we did. Oh wait, I've got the crosshead screws. No, we don't want the crosshead screws. We need Torx screws. Look at your screw heads, folks. That's the Torx. There. And you're a Torx. There. Those crosshead screws would of course be for the front hose. Then make sure your spring's still there and goes over its little nub that you'll see in there. You just got to push that down and there we go. Our bin emptying thing is fixed. Then we have this fun part. You have to get the base bit, sorry, the base bit and this bit, bottom of this, over this plastic piece here. So it goes. There we go. Marvellous, but not marvellous. Have the wheels centred as well, because this is a nice earlier one which has the cam lock so that the wheels do turn with the machine, and that needs to be centred first before it'll all go into place, which I need to do. Very fiddly. Come on. There we go. That's in there. Again, turn it upside down being careful to not drop it and get quickly at least one screw into place. Then do the rest up. We can then fit this plastic piece which holds the bin in place actually, so it's mildly important. That goes onto there. I'll get one side started and then line it up with the other screw, because this is quite soft plastic and you might damage it if it goes in on the wonk, and it doesn't want to go in on the wonk. It does need to be pretty well aligned. Ball shaft number 1. These are the 2 machine thread type torque screws with the domed head. Marvellous. Oh, we can put our filter back together. I washed it. It's obviously been replaced pretty recently, so that's cool. Just slide the inner part into there, and then we just need to line up the plastic tabs like so, and then click into place. This can go into our bin. I've airlined all of this out. I haven't stripped it, but I have given it a good airline. And there's a ton of carpet powder or talcum powder or some nice smelling carcinogen that came out of it. So yeah, but in theory, oh yeah, marvellous, it runs. Still smells a little bit of carbon dust. This machine's big problem is going to be that filter, which I could only really airline out. And again, a ton of dust came out of it, but the smell should dissipate. Lots of airflow though. Ooh. Lots of airflow indeed. Oh, 100. 110. The release valve blows 105, but that's 110. That's pretty good. Obviously no hose, which probably will lose a fair bit of airflow. Oh, this is to stop smelling carbon. Hopefully the owner won't notice that. I shall have to tell her that it will dissipate because she didn't want to pay for the full refurb when I would have made a little bit more of an effort, or I'll go stick it outside of the sun for a couple of hours. That might help. But regardless, another vacuum cleaner saved for the very cheap cost of just a motor. And hopefully if you have a DC39, because they are renowned for blowing out their motors, sadly, the design somewhere just cooks them really, which is why that bearing exploded. Yeah, okay to keep going for the price. Have you ever had a Dyson DC39 as a daily? If so, what did you think of it and how long did it last? But until the next Dyson repair video, I, and probably some other dingy Dyson, will see you soon. Bye bye.